Good morning, good morning, good morning. Hey, everybody, Charles here, and welcome to another great show. Now, listen, you've been asking, is there any more events coming up, Charles? What's going on? We had a great time on the last couple of events. We want more events. We want to go out. We want to see more people. We want to network. Okay, I heard you. I heard you. I heard you. We got one coming up pretty soon. You got to make sure you get out there, get your tickets, and get it fast. It's happening November 25th. 2022. That's right. Just around the corner, 5 p.m. Where? Toronto Metro Hall. You got to go there and make sure you get family and friends, get your tickets. What is it about? Hey, let me get some guests on to show you. We have one of our guests. She's been here before. She's a veteran now to the show. Let's go. How you doing?
I'm good. Thank you, Charles. Good morning. How do you do?
I am fantastic. First of all, I love the new look. Love the hairstyle. It looks fantastic.
Thank you. Thank you. I love change. I love positive change. Precisely. I'm happy to see you.
There it is. It's all about positive change. We're always bringing positivity to the new look and to people that want to do things. So let's talk about this event coming on. It's happening November 25th at 5 p.m. All right, same location. If you've been at the last one, you know it's going to be the same place again, Toronto Metro Hall. Tell us what this one is all about.
So we are, first of all, it's a great possibility to meet, which we do regularly, to meet, to hug, to smile, to exchange news. It's another possibility to network. But the main topic of this event is the movement against violence. Violence that happens in many families, that happens in many communities where women are suppressed, abused, and morally and physically.
Yeah, we talked, Savannah, well, shout out Savannah. We talked about this, and everybody's like, oh, you know, should we have an event for this? And everybody keeps it quiet. No one wants to talk about it. This is something that we need to talk about. This is something that we need to get out to the public, let people know what's going on, especially since the pandemic hit. You know, we don't know what's been happening behind closed doors. Now, this is a time to get out, let everybody know that there is people out there to help them, other people in the same situations. And now there's a gathering where you can feel safe and talk about what's going on. And this is the event for you that you need to come out there and talk about it a little bit more with special guests. So, you know, you're an expert in your field that you can help somebody else. And there's other people there that can talk to each other and help each other. And that's the main focus.
That's true. And first of all, we bring light to the fact that violence is still there.
Yes.
And we support those who do not have their voice or maybe are fearful to speak about this topic. We would like to show that they have support. And all of us, and you know that Immigrant Women in Business is a strong community of strong leaders, strong women. And we'd like to show that you have many shoulders to support and to speak out. And I would say, you know, just my opinion, you know, first of all, I'm a coach and a psychotherapist. And my biggest goal for this event is to show that when we speak about violence, it's not only physical violence, it's emotional violence.
Yes.
Which we, which not we ignore, but which we don't speak a lot about. Why? Because look, physical scars, they are visible. Mm-hmm. But emotional scars, they are not visible. And, you know, you cannot prove that violence happened, but it happens all the time. And, you know, when women are threatened, when they are ignored, when they are blackmailed, when they are controlled, when they are gaslighted, mm-hmm. when their self-esteem is put down. So there are many things that many women don't even consider a violence, but it is. It is because it does not permit them to act free, to make their own decisions, and to be an adult, to be equal. Right. To what men are doing.
Yeah, so I like that. I want to go back a couple more steps that you just talked about. You talk about the different levels. So it doesn't have to be physical. Okay, that's one thing that people think, oh, physical violence. It doesn't just have to be physical. It's the way you talk to the person. It's the way you act around the person. Are you putting them down? Are they, emotionally scarring, emotionally scarring and physically scarring. They're dramatic both ways.
They are, and they're both painful. Since I am working with the emotional pain, I would say it lasts even longer.
Right.
So sometimes it lasts forever, and we will not go there because it's about violence that happens in families, so against violence against women, but uh, it happens in childhood, right?
Yeah.
And then people carry this burden of violence throughout their life, and it changes the trajectory of what they are doing and it hinders their potential. So lots of violence in society, and this is what I'm working with.
So on this card, we do have some special guests, though. We have a lot of guests coming out here, and we do have one in the green run. So let's bring her on. How are you doing?
I am fantastic. How are you doing? Thank you so much, Charles, for having me on.
Not a
Hi,
problem.
Naira.
Hi, Rachel.
All right. So, Rachel, tell us more about what you're bringing to the table on the 25th. Tell us more
Yes,
about what's going on.
so I have been honored and just thrilled to be invited into this circle, this powerful circle of women. And, on this day, as Naira mentioned, the focus is on the violence against women and what can be done and how we can come together as a community to stand and really shine a light on this critically important issue that is really a global issue. In families and in relationships, even in the workplace, there's so many layers and levels to this, and a lot of women suffer silently. So this is an opportunity in this event on the 25th at Metro Hall, immigrant women in business holding a safe space for us to come together and share and lean on each other's shoulders, as Naira, alluded to. And I'll be speaking. I'm one of the keynote speakers at this amazing event. And just speaking to women's hearts and pouring into to those who attend. And it's a lovely opportunity.
So it's not just who should attend, because sometimes, some of the men they say, "Oh, that's not."
Everyone,
Thank you.
everyone. You
Thank you.
came through a woman. You are required to be there. Your presence matters. So
There you
show
go.
up. Don't think gender. Don't think none of
Right.
that. This is a human issue.
That's correct. I like how you put it. You came out, you need to be there. There you go.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
And not only that, all jokes aside, listen, we all have brothers, sisters, moms, girlfriends, aunts, everybody. It affects everybody. So don't just think, oh, it's not happening to me. You might know a family member that things are going on. You might have another friend. It could be a coworker. You know what I mean?
Yes.
These are something that you don't just say, well, it's not me. I don't know about it. No, you get involved. Okay.
Yes.
Even if you pass the number on to somebody else, even if you say, listen, I know a friend, she's great. You might want to talk to her. There she is. And then leave it at that. So it is 100% there for everybody.
Yes.
All right.
And
So
as Naira alluded to, there's so many layers to this, because traditionally speaking, we always think, violence in the home or violence in relationships, you think man against woman, right?
Right.
There's also, when you've experienced trauma in childhood, the violence against yourself that, Naira alluded to, that stays with you, the emotional and psychological trauma and the impact that that can have, as a parent with your children, the impact that that can have in same-sex relationships. It's not necessarily just man against woman all the time, but this trauma bleeds into every level and everything. So sometimes, we get stuck on gender, even though, yes, that is a major point and a major issue. But really, as I mentioned, this is a human crisis, that the violence we do to one is a violence to all.
Absolutely. All right. And then there's not, There's more great people on the panel. There it is. Make sure you show up, get involved. And then we're going to talk about it more right after this quick break. Don't go nowhere. We'll be right back.
Immigrant Women in Business, IWB, is a non-profit organization bringing together women from over 50 different countries around the globe. These women have now made Canada their home and share a common goal of providing value to their new sisters. Our motto of "We are stronger together" resonates with all members, and with a diverse membership of business leaders, entrepreneurs and community builders, our goal is to make Canada better and provide guidance and leadership to those that follow.
All right, yes, we are back live, and we have another guest in the studio. We're going to bring her on right now. Give her a round of applause. All right, how you doing?
Pretty good, thank you.
Thank you for joining us. So we just showed the picture. You're on the card. You're going to be there. Tell us a little bit more what you're bringing to the table.
Well, I was listening to my wonderful two colleagues, and they're so absolutely right. I'm actually a mediator, and I deal mostly in family. I'm also a coach, and I'm a legal support advocate for abused women. So I bring, and I'm also in human rights, so I bring a lot to the table. And I just want to add to what was already said, that yes, the physical scars go away, but the emotional scars stay forever. And that, domestic abuse, violence, gender violence really has no borders. It happens in every community. It happens in all levels of, whether, it's, education, people are educated, people are not educated, rich, poor, it doesn't matter. It happens in every level. And we need to speak and stop it somehow.
All right. So here, let's it's not the 25th, so because I don't want to give too much away, but I do want to talk about a couple of things, and anybody can jump on, anybody can talk about it, because I do think it's important for people to know that there's people out there and connections out there. But what is the one thing, the trigger that you can say that people are afraid to come out and talk about?
I would say the first thing that came to my mind: stereotypes. There are certain communities and cultures that do not permit this, and they even say, for example, in Russian culture, I remember there is a saying: if he beats you, he loves you.
Wow. Okay.
Thank God it does not work now, but it was when I was growing, and many people believed in this.
Yeah, I can see it's a cultural thing, and it's a different aspect of it as well. That when people come here, and in the understanding, the love is there, and background has a lot to deal with it also. And I do think, and then correct me if I'm wrong, friends and family, we're afraid to speak out because, my family's going to know, my friends are going to know, I don't want to keep it a secret. Can we talk about that a little bit?
And don't forget, Charles, that in Eastern culture, and I'm partially from Eastern culture, so there is a dominance of men. And what man says, what man thinks, this is number one. This is the value. This is the direction. And sometimes a woman even feels guilty, that she speaks about this, because she should follow her husband, and she should trust everything what he does.
I'm gonna bring another point, that because I deal a lot with it, and I see a lot of women, some of the fears is, yes, absolutely, it's cultural, but a lot of the fear is, what am I going to do, money wise, financially? How am I going to, keep my kids? He's got, he's controlling the money. Where am I going to go? What am I going to do? He's going to take my kids away. So a lot of the time that they stay in this abusive relationship is because they're afraid that they cannot, feed their kids, or he's going to take them away. It's a lot around financial and custody. That's what I see, a lot of it.
Yes, I could see that as well. Like, where do I go? He took care of all the bank statements. He knows all the government stuff. I don't know which government number to call. Who do I talk to? So that is a big one. I do understand that 100%. I got my boys are here, or my girls are here. Where do I put my kids? Exactly. So that is a big one. So listen, this is why it's so important that you come to the event, November 25th
Yes.
at 5 p.m. Make sure you're on time.
Yes. Don't be late.
Don't be late. Don't be scrolling in on that. Make sure you're on time, okay? Make sure you get your ticket. Here, I'll put the website. You can go to the website. I guarantee you have some more information on the website. And make sure you go there and take a look. There is a big lineup right there. Make sure you get there. Don't be late. All information is there. And then here's the thing. Tell a friend. Tell somebody. If you know somebody, bring them along. They might be hesitant, but if they're coming with you, they might feel more secure, more easy to come by themselves. That's what a good friend is there for, to make sure that they're there as well. All right. So before we let you guys go, I'm going to give everybody 1 minute just to explain why people should show up. Why should they come?
Because we need to eradicate this inequality. This should not be in society. Men and women were brought to this world together. Like this shouldn't be. Why? Because you're stronger? Because you have, it shouldn't be. Like, violence and gender violence should not exist in our society, period. And I just want to say, bring your husband and bring your sons.
Yes. Yes.
I concur.
I would say why else people should come. Look, one person can do a lot, but when we are together, when we can do much more, and the more we speak about this, the more we do, the more we bring light to this. That I think the faster will change happen.
Absolutely.
Yes, I do like that part as well. That you guys make two great points. That the more we bring it to light, the more things will happen. More people will talk about it. More people will get involved. More sponsors will jump on board and go, oh, this is something we need to dive into. More companies will talk about it, with their HR and say, listen, do you know anybody that even works here? Maybe they need a spot to go to. Maybe they need something to do. So this is phenomenal. All right, one more. November 25th, 5 p.m., Toronto Metro Hall. There it is.
Looking forward to seeing you there.
Yeah.
All right, everybody. Like I always say, you didn't have to watch, but I'm so glad you did. Thank you so much for coming. Ladies, it's been a pleasure for having you on the show again. You guys always do phenomenal work. And I know this is going to be another great event that you don't want to miss. So make sure you get on there. Thanks, everyone. We'll see you next time.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Has come to an end. But the fun doesn't have to stop here. If you have any questions, suggestions, or feedback, head over right now to Twitter and Facebook and like, share, and get involved. Join us next time.
Please be advised that this podcast is meant for educational and informational purposes only and is in no way a replacement for legal or medical advice. The opinions contained within are solely those of the interviewers and interviewees and should be received as so. Those seeking help